New GLP-1 CAGRISEMA versus Zepbound weight loss, double duty weight loss hero. Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I've lost over 108 pounds the last 2.5 years of being on GLP-1 medication. And I'm super excited today. I love talking about new GLP-1 medications. Do you guys tell me in the comments below? Like, I am so excited and motivated for what is coming down the pike for my health changes because of GLP-1 medication. So when I hear things like CAGRISEMA or retatrutide, things like that, I get so pumped. There's a new study out, and as always, I will cite my sources down below in the description link to be factually accurate. I do make mistakes, and so I have a couple that are in the pipeline that I will be issuing a retraction on some of them with additional information. But for today's episode, I want to stay laser focused about CAGRISEMA. So CAGRISEMA is CAGRISEMA is the combination of amylin, it's cagrilintide, and glucagon-like peptide 1, which is semaglutide. It's a combination of those. And so it makes CAGRISEMA, get it? It's the two together. And so I am pumped about this because I'm on Zepbound, the 15 milligrams, the highest dose of brand name GLP-1 that's currently on the market. And I need to be on a higher dose, and there's nowhere else to titrate up to. I've gone as high as I possibly can go. I know that there are some of you who are also like me too, that like, oh, I would like some new options. Why? Also because of cost. The exciting part about this is cost. I'm going to talk about something at the very end in terms of cost to help save us in our pocketbooks too with GLP-1 medication. But so for CAGRISEMA, there's this new study done. It's in Nature Metabolism. Really cool study, and I'm going to break it down for you, and then a couple of other pieces with why this matters to you. If you're on Zepbound, Tirzepatide, WEGOVY, SEMAGLUTIDE, it's CAGRISEMA drives weight loss in rats by reducing energy intake and preserving energy expenditure. And so basically what happened, I'm going to give the scientific one, and then we're going to break it down Countess style, is quantifying CAGRISEMA's action in the energy intake and expenditure in rats. We observe a 12% weight loss with a 30% reduction in food. By contrast, pair feeding causes less pronounced weight loss, while weight matching requires 51% decrease in food intake. Therefore, approximately 1/3 of CAGRISEMA's weight loss efficacy arises from an effect of energy expenditure, blunting the metabolic adaptation which contributes to the successful treatment of obesity. What that means in layman's terms, let's take it out of robot context. If you are not a robot, maybe you understand that, but I didn't. I was like, I'm going to need to have this broken down to me a little bit more. Is basically, there's a new medicine called CAGRISEMA, and it's a superhero team of two medicines working as one. The superhero medicine helps rats lose weight. And when the rats took CAGRISEMA, they eat much less food, like half of what they used to eat. Can you imagine, by the way, eating half of what you used to eat prior to taking a GLP-1 medication? And guess what? Even though they're eating less, this is the cool part, their bodies still burn lots more energy. Woohoo! So they're eating less, but their bodies are burning more energy, which is like their engines are still running fast. This means that CAGRISEMA helps them lose more weight, not just by making them eat less, but also by helping their bodies burn more energy. So it's like double duty, 1-2 punch, double duty superhero for weight loss. I thought that was so cool. And so then I was like, okay, well, you guys know, I am waiting with bated breath. And I do kind of have bated breath because I just got back from a long walk, and it's hotter than the dickens here in rural Virginia right now. It was at least 90-some degrees, and my dogs are hot and sweaty, as am I. Like toasty mosty. Why this matters is a couple of things. We want to compare CAGRISEMA and retatrutide and to Zepbound. Zepbound is the king, it's the top dog, it's the most performing brand name on the market right now. And so retatrutide is still in clinical trials with Eli Lilly. CAGRISEMA is Novo Nordisk's next generation power hitter GLP-1. They make also, by the way, WEGOVY and Ozempic. Their stock plummeted when recently with the trials that came out, the clinical trials about CAGRISEMA, which is interesting because there's a new trial that started that I wanted to share with you guys too about CAGRISEMA. I love CAGRISEMA, by the way. I think it's the coolest thing. I'm like, this is so cool. But it didn't do well in terms of the company. In fact, it was shortly after this bad results came out, the CEO of Novo Nordisk is stepping down, and they're getting a new CEO. So basically what it was with this trial is Novo Nordisk, they announced when was this? June 10th of 2025, that they were getting new late stage trial, right? Because their other trials did Their other trials, basically what it was is it only did this, which I still think is brilliant. And you should, I hope you think it's brilliant too. But it's 20.4%. People lose 20.4% of their body weight at 68 weeks. And that's for, by the way, that's for not type 2 diabetics. That's for people who, for just obesity management care, not type 2 diabetics. We know that for people who have type 2 diabetes, weight loss is substantially, not substantially, but I shouldn't say substantially. I take that back. It's slower. It's slower. And so 22% of people adhere to this treatment. They actually lost more weight by adhering to the treatment. That is a key hinge pin, that 22%, 22.7%, so almost 23%, 22.7% adhered to treatment. They lost 22.7% of their body weight in 68 weeks. So at the 68-week mark, 22.7%. That is an important number to hold by adhering to the treatment plan. Meaning, like, they are giving them like a meal plan, I'm sure, and like training stuff and things like that. I'm guessing. Fill me in the comments. Some of you guys know that a little bit better of what adhering to treatment plan is, but I'm assuming treatment plan is like, here, eat this food and work out and do this for workouts. If we bounce over to Zepbound, Eli Lilly's manufacturer of Zepbound, in 72 weeks, so a month longer, 4 extra weeks, someone on the highest dose, which is 15 milligrams, lost 22.6%. I believe in that study that they had to adhere to the treatment plan. It wasn't a question of do you adhere or do you not adhere, you had to. So we're comparing 22.7% with CAGRISEMA versus 22.6% with Zepbound 15 milligrams. It's basically the same thing. Why does that matter? Many reasons. One is your pocketbook. Let's pull out our pocketbooks. I wish I had my pocketbook to pull out. Hello, is there anything in there? Pull out our pocketbooks. Competition. I'm an economist's daughter. Dr. Charles Purdue was my daddy, and he was an economist for our federal government before he retired. And so as an economist's daughter, having more competition matters so much for our pocketbooks. It will make costs go down for us. So if you're on Zepbound and you're feeling the squeeze of GLP-1 medications, why does this matter? we're going to go down a rabbit hole, but I promise I'm going to come back. The rabbit hole of this is there was a new study, and I'm going to do a whole other video separately on this information because it deserves its own moment. I was baffled by this, but also not surprised that GLP-1 medication, that they're finding that people are getting off GLP-1 medication at an alarming rate. Meaning people who are stopping GLP-1 medication. If you have recently stopped GLP-1 medication, you are not flipping alone. A new study showed, it was one in 2024, study pegged the discontinuation between 50 and 70% within a year. We've talked about this previously. That number blows my mind. It's so high. And I've talked about this before, but think of 75% of people starting and then stopping. We know that 70% of people gain the weight back after they stop a GLP-1 medication, which means 30% of people can keep it off. 70% of people cannot. So just to give context on that, because I know so many of you have stopped, you're still here watching videos, you're still wanting the daily encouragement, and you're in my free encouragement group on countessofshopping.com/group. That link is also my free link down in the description link below. Because you are stopping with GLP-1 medication or without GLP-1 medication, in my humble opinion, weight loss requires the mindset shift of having daily focus on weight loss. At least for this person with morbid obesity, for me, I need a daily focus with it. So I digress. Going back over to this, these alarming rates in which people are stopping GLP-1 medication, much of it is because of cost. You guessed it. If you said money, 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 you would be right. It's about money. People are stopping because of money, which makes sense. It makes sense that people are stopping. So that with plateaus, also the other reason too is side effects, which I'm going to do a whole other video on. If you are new and you're starting and you're having gnarly side effects, I have tons and tons and tons of non-medical advice because I don't give medical advice. This is simply my experience, strength, and hope of somebody who's lived being morbidly obese, and now the last 2.5 years having tremendous success to like lifting, like, hello, this obese woman who weighed over 300 pounds doing things like this, like, that's me. That's me. We're changing our lives. So with this, having side effects, that's one of the reasons, and money is the other reason. So why does this CAGRISEMA thing, I told you I'd bring her back around. Coming back around the mountain, my friends. Why does this CAGRISEMA thing matter so much for you if you have no intentions of getting on CAGRISEMA? Your pocketbook. Like I said, as an economist's daughter, having more competition is going to fare better for you in the marketplace in terms of pricing and in terms of your insurance company. Mic drop. That's why I care about these. One of the reasons. Selfishly, like, I love this stuff so much. I nerd out over it. I'm like, yes, queen, let's learn more about the GLP-1s because it's changed my life. So it's like, selfishly, I really care about it because it's so fascinating to me. But also the other component is that it affects millions and millions and millions of people. The financial burden, it's a burden, it's a blessing and a curse. It's a burden, and it's the most miracle drug in my lifetime. Like, for me and for many people. But having the significant amount of weight loss with it, it is having adherent, going back to the study with this rat thing. This is why also CAGRISEMA, it's interesting, their PR team, if Novo Nordisk's PR team is watching, kudos to you, you're doing excellent. These releases on these studies, it's helping. It's helping, and hopefully it helps their stock price too, because it plummeted. With these next generation of drugs, they're doing these new data studies. There's 2 previous studies that just didn't do well. And that stunk, by the way. When I saw the data, I was like, ooh, brother, ooh. It was not, ooh. So the studies they published in December and March, and I have the videos. You can go back through my playlist, just look up CAGRISEMA. I got a ton of videos talking about CAGRISEMA, retatrutide, and things like that. These new studies, Novo said in February, it planned to begin this new trial for CAGRISEMA by June. It expected to last longer than 68 weeks, right? Because if you go back over to my Zepbound information, Zepbound was 72 weeks. So I'm assuming they want it to be more than 68 weeks because that's going to impact the percentage too, I'm sure, having more time. Novo Nordisk, let's see here, expected it longer than the original 68-week study because the data it published in December suggested additional weight loss could be achieved over a longer period of time. I called it even before I read that part. That's right, honey. They're gunning for it. They're coming after. It's like 2 Eli Lilly, and Novo Nordisk. I say that in jest, but I am so incredibly, the amount of gratitude and love that I have for GLP-1 medication for Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you, thank you. So I do think, and I do require and demand that I am factually accurate. I'm putting this on video so I can go back and look in 2 years and be like, I was right, I was right, I was right. I think CAGRISEMA is going to come out with this new study higher than that 22.7% of adhered treatment of body weight loss, more than 68 weeks. So let's say 72 weeks, it's going to be more than that. There, I said it on camera. Elizabeth, come back in 2 years and clip this camera frame right now so you can repost it to be factually accurate. That is interesting. That is also hopefully going to help save their stock prices and the new incoming CEO. Has that been announced yet? I need to look that up. That was, has that been announced? Has the new CEO for Novo Nordisk been announced yet? We'll find out. Bessie will find out.
No, the new CEO for Novo Nordisk has not been announced yet. Lars Fruergaard Jorgensen, the current CEO, is stepping down by mutual agreement with the board. He will continue in his role for a period to ensure a smooth transition to new leadership, and a search for his successor is ongoing.
Interesting. Many of you, by the way, it was interesting. You guys saw my YouTube short. I'm doing a ton of new YouTube short videos in addition to my daily YouTube long format. I will always have a daily long format show. That's not going anywhere, but I'm doing more short videos just so if you want like a quick 30-second video. And in there, I was talking about how I'm doing a 30-day series of how ChatGPT and Gemini are picking my meal plan for me each day on my weight loss journey and weight maintenance. And many of you commented how afraid you are of AI. And for many of our audience too, by the way, that I know in your personal lives how successful you are. And I literally was gasped at some of the people who said, and in our free encouragement group too, we're talking about it like that they were afraid to use AI and like Gemini. I like Gemini because I'm Google. Hello, I'm here on YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. I love Google. So I like Gemini quite a bit, which is Google's AI. There's ChatGPT, there's other AIs. It was interesting to me, but did you see how easy that was? You can have conversations back and forth. In fact, my hot husband has conversations back and forth. I'm like, who are you talking to? And he's like, oh, I'm talking to Gemini. His is a man though, you can change the voice. I like to have a British. For all my UK lovers out there, we have so many UK friends here, so I think of you guys on my Gemini when she speaks back to me. but I digress. Let's go back over to the data. So CAGRISEMA, going back over to this, that's not what I wanted to go back over to. Picking out my meal plan on Gemini has been interesting. It was interesting to me how many of y'all were afraid of it. And so day 2 on that series is coming of what I eat in a day based on Gemini picking out my meal plan. It has been fascinating and so helpful. I love it so much, actually. It's brilliant. It's smarter than I am. It's smarter than I am. Okay, so by the way, the Zepbound stat that I was comparing CAGRISEMA versus Zepbound, the Zepbound stat I gave was on Zepbound 15 milligrams, which is the highest weight loss dose. If you went to Zepbound 10 milligrams, which is, it goes Zepbound 15 milligrams, 12.5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, so don't. At 10 milligrams, they lost 21.4% of their body weight at 72 weeks. And so I'm sure in that study with Zepbound that they had to, Clokey, if you're watching, they had to adhere to the treatment plan in that study too, right? I'm almost positive they did. For SURMOUNT-1 is the study that I'm referencing. So that's fascinating to me. The other thing that's fascinating here, so for CAGRISEMA, for my type 2 diabetes besties, which I love you guys, hello, I love you guys so much. Hello. And we're going to talk about Mounjaro besties too. There's some new information that just came out as well. I got lots of goodies on today's video. I've been like holding the dam in. By the way, Prime Day is still going on. If you haven't seen the updates, I've been updating them today. They're updated down in the description link below, but I'm not going to talk about that really on today's video. For adults with type 2 diabetes, for the CAGRISEMA trials in REFINE 2, they lost an average of 13.7% of their body weight over 68 weeks. With full treatment adherence, it rose to 15.7% of weight loss over 68 weeks. So keeping that in mind for people who are, where's my turtle sign? Turtles unite. If you are slower in your weight loss, hello, type 2 diabetics they are. And so like, don't beat yourself up over that. Like there's some things where it can be a mindset shift of like, oh, like that's just, it's fact. It's like being like, oh, the sky's not blue. Like, no, it is actually. Like that's factually accurate. Like that is actually blue. So same thing with type 2 diabetics. On general, most people lose weight slower and not as much. So if that is, you fall in that bucket, love, grace, kindness, compassion, and knowing what the facts are, right? And making factually accurate information. Because I know for me, weight loss is not, it's very emotional for me. And I've had to work so much on my emotional management with this too. Like so much over this weight loss journey. So much. You guys know I've cried so much on the flipping internet. My little kid's like, are you, oh boy, he's not a little kid anymore. He's not a little kid anymore. I started like he was a baby. If you guys remember back when he was like a little baby on grocery hauls back in the day, that was a long time. He wasn't a baby, but he was like a little kid anyways, that was a long time ago when I used to go to the grocery store and do my grocery store hauls. Let's go back over to the facts at hand. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, let me go back over to that article. For CAGRISEMA, this was the other part of it too. Was talking about Mounjaro. So Mounjaro, our Caremark besties. Are you on Caremark with Zepbound? You guys got pummeled by having on Caremark. They stopped covering Zepbound and were forcing Caremark CVS. So not CVS, but it's the PBM Caremark CVS. How many people got pushed off of Zepbound and forced to move over to WEGOVY. Well, I heard from Bourbon RX, so I follow him on TikTok. I like him quite a bit. His stuff he cracks me up. He said, and I need to find the source, so citing my source, take it, it's Bourbon RX on TikTok, but I trust him. He's a nurse practitioner. He said that Caremark CVS, that Mounjaro can now be covered under Caremark CVS PBM for people who don't have type 2 diabetes. Which Mounjaro and Zepbound are the same thing, friends, by the way. It's the same thing. I have been on Mounjaro and Zepbound and Tirzepatide compound because it's the same thing. So to give context on that, if you are on or were on Zepbound with Caremark, CVS, PBM, and you got forced to move over to WEGOVY, this is why you want to click follow here at Countess of Shopping, because this world changes on a daily basis for GLP-1 medication, that now you can get Mounjaro covered per Bourbon RX. I need to investigate more on that, which is why, and I'll do probably a separate show on that as well, but I wanted to share that too because it was time sensitive. I know so many of you guys are like, Zepbound has more weight loss results than WEGOVY, semaglutide. So it goes WEGOVY, Zepbound, and now we're seeing kind of a lateral for CAGRISEMA. Remember, CAGRISEMA is semaglutide, which is WEGOVY, and also that cagrelin. Now I'm forgetting what the name of the GLP part is. Is it GLP or GIP? It's cagrilintide. It's amylin. Amylin is cagrilintide. Holy Yahtzee Matzi. It's a lot. One of you guys said, and I'm doing it, I'm going to get a big flow chart. It will be bigger than this. Like a big, I almost just said big ASS, forgive me. A big bombastic whiteboard of all of the GLP-1 medication that is coming down the pipeline because it's too much. I talk about this on a daily basis and I still get confused. Amylin, argan, like what? There's all these names and I'm like, schmurgenbergen. You guys know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about A from Golden Girls reference there. That was my Golden Girls reference. And B, my other reference was the Swedish Chef. Like, when in doubt, I always go back to Swedish Chef from Sesame Street and Golden Girls. Okay, we've gone down the rabbit hole today, friends. Clearly, I've walked. Today I'm not going to lift. My body hurts. So I was up at 2 a.m. yesterday for Prime Day. I just need to rest. Literally, today is a day of rest. I've got to film one more YouTube, and then I'm going to go lay in my bed. But tomorrow and Thursday. So Thursday, what day is that? Thursday, July 10th, which is tomorrow. I'm doing in our free encouragement group, so countessofshopping.com/group. It's free. I'm not on Facebook anymore. Facebook, after 19,000 plus group members, they canceled my group and they will not bring it back. I've appealed. I'm like, do you want to vein Facebook? Apparently. So I will not be engaging with them anymore, which is why the Count and I have built, it's on Circles, countessofshopping.com/group, our free group. I will be doing a lifting challenge starting on Thursday. So the free $1,000 Amazon gift card giveaway is on countessofshopping.com for its 2 $500 gift cards. It's on Countess of Shopping Instagram. I don't pick Instagram. Amazon gives me $1,000 gift cards, 2 500 ones, which makes $1,000 to give away. That is not my rule. That is their rule. And what a gift that is. Some people get their panties in a wad over it being on Instagram. I'm like, I don't pick that. Oh, what a gift that I get to give away $1,000. Like, but Amazon tells me to do it on Instagram. If I had my choice, I'd do it here on YouTube, but they don't give me that option. So just FYI on that, but I'm giving and if you're in my free encouragement group, go see under my free encouragement group, there's a tab that says Countess. It's on the far left side. I want to pull up the app so I can show you guys. Hold on. I want to make sure it doesn't have my personal information or anyone else's personal information on here. Okay. Does it? I want to make sure there's nothing personal. Okay, so on the side of it, this is the app. It has all of these different segments. So like my own, from the Countess. So they're only my messages. Then there's discussion, which is the group. And then there's recipes, which is amazing. GLP-1 news, and then shopping, like if you want all of my discount codes and links, and then community events, which we will have. The Northern Virginia GLP-1 meetup is coming in August. All that stuff will be under here. So FYI. And then the Count just posted about the new oral semaglutide coming out too. He was talking about that as well. So FYI, that is in the free encouragement group. We will also be doing this. If you've made it this far, bestie, then you get to hear all the tea. It's tea time. You get to hear all the tea. The Count and I are going to be doing a intimate fireside chat, but in August. So it'll be a poolside chat. Not a fireside chat, a poolside chat of 20 people live, as a get together from our group. We're discussing technologically how to do that, but just with super intimate. So we're figuring out how we're going to do that, but that will be in the group too. So we can do these group get-togethers within the group. And the Count and I, side note, people, you don't pay for this at all. There's no financial thing. People are like, how can I best support you? I'm like, if you go buy stuff on Amazon Prime, if you want to look at my Amazon Prime shopping list, it's an affiliate link. I make a small commission if you purchase anything, but also no harm, no foul. I have no expectations on any of my content for anybody purchasing anything. I get this rap that that's the case, and I'm like, no, babes, I just like talking about products. I have no expectations. I have no expectations. But People were asking how to best support. If you want during Prime Day, that would be helpful, but also I have no expectations either. So the group is free. The Count and I, out of our own pocketbooks, have paid $1,000. By the end of the year, we'll pay $5,000 in that cost with the technology in which we're building and developing out with circles. So full disclosure, because some people, I get roasted sometimes. I'm like, take your roaster elsewhere, because I know in my heart of hearts, God and I, between God and I, God knows where my heart is and where my intention is and where my hot husband's intentions are, and it's to help people. And I feel like we do a good job. So today, are you going to go lift? Tell me down below. Are you going to go work out? I love hearing when you guys tell me what you're doing to move your body. It always, and I don't like to use superlatives, but it always motivates me. So I got my walk in. How many steps do I have today? I've already burned 1,100 calories, swing, and I've already walked in the heat 2,700. So it's not even lunchtime yet. So I got to get on it though. 10,000 steps, I'm actually kind of behind. Actually, that's not very much to brag about. I got to get on it. I love you guys so super much. Our emoji of the day, I realized in my live stream, who was it? Was it Tracy who told me? She's like, Elizabeth, you didn't do at the end of your live stream a emoji of the day, and I didn't. Y'all, I had been up since 2 a.m. yesterday. At that point, I was like the Lulu delirious. Our emoji of the day is going to be lipstick. And lipstick tells me that you made it this far in the video. I do emojis of the day to get to know you better because I care, and it's my bat signal to pray over you. If you don't believe in prayer, I'll uplift you in positive thought, as all are welcome at the Countess of Shopping table. What a fun day. Oh, and tell me, by the way, my hands are looking crepey. Tell me, by the way, what I missed for Prime Day. I know so many of you guys got good deals. Tell me what I need to get. That was the other thing. I'm going to do some shopping today. I bought a new carpet cleaner. And we're buying a new vacuum, but the Count's in charge of picking that one out. I bought a bunch of like makeup stuff too that I had been waiting to try. I'm going to mispronounce it. Loctane. It's the French company, L'Occatan. Someone phonetically tell me how do I say that. Loctane. I took French and I've been to France multiple times and I'm still butchering that. Loctane. Their hand cream. I'm really excited to try that. It's like on sale for like 10 bucks. I'm like, okay, I'll try it. So what else did I buy? Gift cards. There's a ton of gift cards on sale right now. Now, I don't make any, that's not an affiliate link, by the way, but they had yesterday, they still have, I think Chipotle was on sale. I got Chipotle, Kohl's, in case Mama Countess is watching, I got her a Kohl's gift card. Old Navy, that's for the Duke, for his clothes. And then, what else did I got a couple of others. They were on sale. They were like $50 for like 38 bucks or 40 bucks for a $50 gift card. So I got a couple of those too. I got for myself Bath and Body Works had a discounted gift card, and I wanted more soap. I was really excited about the soap. Oh, that smells so good. This wasn't, I don't think the Maylee's, the Beef Oxy, the thigh cream, I don't think it was on Prime Day. I was kind of disappointed about that one. What I was not disappointed about was the Go Pure Neck Cream. I think I'm gonna go buy another one of those too. I think. And by the way, my firming cream, $63. $63! I was like, from 80 something, it was as high this year as like $82, something like that. It was over 80 bucks. The fact that it was 63 bucks, I know many of you guys got like 2 or 3 of them. I'm debating, I already have 3, like, I bought them, I wasn't sent them. And I'm debating if I should get another one. Because I use that, I mean, I lather that on, honey. Ew, what is that? Okay, we gotta go, besties. I love you guys so much. Lipstick is the emoji of the day. I'll see you tomorrow.